Hello students, welcome back to YouTube channel. In our previous video, we discussed the pre-fertilization events under which the formation of the gametes and the gamete transfer is learned. Now moving on to the exact fertilization phenomena. It is the fusion of gametes to form a zygote. It is also named as syngamy. That means both fertilization and syngamy are frequently used. Now, moving on to the process called parthenogenesis. Here, the female gamete will undergo direct development process without undergoing a fertilization phenomena. And this is very common in rotifers, honeybees, bird like turkey, and lizards. Now moving on to the fertilization phenomena, where two types of fertilization that takes place: external fertilization and internal fertilization. External fertilization occurs in the external medium. That means the syngamy occurs in the external medium like water. This takes place in algae, fishes, amphibians. That means they release a large amount of gametes to enhance the chance of syngamy. You can see the frogs. In case of frog, they leave the male gamete in the water, and now the female will be fusing with these. That means the fusion happen in the external medium. That is, fertilization happen in the external medium called external fertilization. Moving on to the internal fertilization, the syngamy will occur inside the body of the fertile female. In case of reptiles, birds, and mammals, the syngamy will occur inside the body of the fertile female. Moving on to the plants. In case of plants also, egg is formed inside here and retained inside the ovary. Egg is formed and retained inside the ovary. Whereas the male gamete will reach the egg for the fusion process. That means the fertilization. This is internal fertilization in case of plants. Example, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperm and angiosperm. In all these cases, you can see the internal fertilization taking place. Moving on to the post-fertilization event. Here, the formation of the diploid zygote is universal in all sexually reproducing organisms. So, this is the event in which the formation of zygote is seen. That is named as post-fertilization event. So, here the development of this zygote depends on the type of life cycle the organism has and the environment it is exposed to. That means if the organism is exposed to a particular kind of environment, based on the environmental condition, the changes will occur. In organisms belonging to fungi and algae, what happens here in this case is a zygote will be developing a thick wall. That is actually this particular wall which is formed to resist the different conditions. Here you can see the wall here. The wall is developed. This spore wall in case of algae or even in the fungi also, the zygote will also have a spore wall. This particular zygote having a spore wall, this helps in retaining the zygote's development. Then moving on to the zygote, which will undergoing cell division, that is simple mitotic process, and cell differentiation is going to happen to form an embryo. This phenomena is called embryogenesis. That means the embryogenesis refers to the process of development of embryo from the zygote. During this embryogenesis, usually the zygote will undergo cell division, that is mitotic cell division, and later onwards the differentiation of the cell will be seen and the embryogenesis will be complete. While cell division, there will be an increase in the number of cell in the developmental process of an embryo. That means cell will differentiate after the differentiation, which will help the group of cells to undergo certain modification to form the specialized tissues and the organs to form an organism, maybe the leaf or any structure of the organism. This differentiation is also we have learnt in our previous classes. Moving on to the animal cases, based on the developmental site of the embryo, animal may be divided into oviparous condition, where the organism will be laying the eggs like fish, amphibians, reptiles and birds. They are named as oviparous. Then viviparous are the animals which give birth to the young ones, like in case of mammals. All these are mammals like the cat are shown here and the monkeys. They are viviparous. That means they give birth to the young ones. Now we shall remember the formation of the zygote that develops into the embryo, and the ovule develops into the seed, and the ovary develops into the fruit which develops a thick wall called pericarp that is productive in function. The seeds germinate under favorable conditions to produce new plant. Let us summarize. What is fertilization? Fusion of gametes to form a zygote. We also learned the parthenogenesis that takes place in rotifers, honeybees, lizards, and so on. Then external fertilization and internal fertilization we learned. Then we also learned how the zygote exhibit the embryogenesis process. We learned oviparous conditions and viviparous condition. The post-fertilization changes in plants we have observed. Fusion of gametes, zygote to form embryogenesis process. They develop into a seed, ovary wall becomes the fruit. So thank you for listening to this class. I hope you have understood clearly. Thank you all.